Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. I'm here with my colleague, and we want to look at the issue of Abba Kyari, what he has done thus far, and what the people are really calling for. Because we can still remember that last 2 years he was being honored by the House of Representative. Actually, it was a member of the House of Representative representing Chibok Federal constituency in Borno State. His name is Ahmad Jahar. He is from the same state as the embattled Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari, and during a plenary on June 9, 2020, he moved a motion that public respect should be paid to Abba Kyari for his heroic effort against kidnappers and unknown gunmen in the southeast. 2 days after that was precisely on June 11, 2020, the House acted swiftly on the motion and they honored him with a standing ovation and an award presented by the Speaker of the House of Representatives himself, Femi Gbajabiamila. The Speaker would describe Abba Kyari as a very intelligent man on that particular day. Meanwhile, the man that was draped in beautiful robes for his acclaimed exceptional service to the Nigerian police force and described as a man worthy of emulation is now allegedly involved in some criminal charges, worst of which is his alleged involvement in narcotic deals with international drug cartel. The reason he has been cooling his head on the custody of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. However, the Federal House of Representatives has refused to change its decision about the honor bestowed upon him. Despite several allegations against him, even with the convincing evidence from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, that's FBI, and NDLEA, talking about National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Furthermore, from that, it is said that when the music changes, the dancer must change his dance step. Otherwise, he will be dancing out of tune and look nothing short of a comic character. It took just 2 days for the House of Rep to move a motion of honoring Abba Kyari and fulfilling the motion. But the FBI, that's Federal Bureau of Intelligence, has indicted him. This is making 7 months, you understand? And it's almost about 2 months now since, 2 weeks now since he was also being indicted by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agent. But no action to rescind the honor is being carried out by the House of Rep. Perhaps maybe there is the need for another motion in the opposite direction, or the member are waiting until he is proven guilty by the law. At least he has been suspended by the police commissioner, that's PSC. He has been suspended by them. The question is, why is it that the federal House of Assembly, that is House of Representatives, have refused to rescind it? Now, apart from that one, we also have a case where Nigerians are calling for him to be treated as a common criminal. We've heard from Gaba, what's his name, Gaba Damu, yeah,
Yes,
former presidential aspirant. He has demanded that this guy should be treated as a common criminal. The same with the former media person to Goodluck Jonathan, talking about Rain or Mockery. That one also, Mockery is of the opinion that the same treatment that was meted out to Mazinamdi Kanu should be given to him. The question is, why is it that those things are not happening? And that's what we're going to be looking at. What's your perspective in that regard?
honestly, for equity and justice, I would have thought that the same speed to which NAS had
Federal House of Assembly.
yes, House of Rep rather
Rooms, yeah.
have honored him. They should have, okay, for equity and justice.
Yes.
Okay, why don't we just suspend this title, strip you, because that's a very honorable law. That's a
Yeah,
very honorable
yeah.
title. Why don't you suspend it for the now, and let the full investigation take place first.
Okay.
Okay, it's not like we are calling you a criminal yet. We're only saying that let's be sure that we're not dealing with a criminal case. Then, of course, Adamu Gaba said something very unique when he kept on insisting on IPOB,
Yeah.
that it was actually IPOB ESN that did a lot of special, things. And the young man was very emphatic. Say, look, make sure that name is out of your mouth. What you have done got to do with IPOB? Come on, that at this stage they were even expecting that by now he should be carrying this criminal placard
Yeah,
that
good. Yeah.
EFCC and the NDLA usually carry. Said they've not seen him on chains, on handcuffs. That the very day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came into this town, he was on handcuffs, even though it was self-determination he was into. But this
Freedom
one,
fighter.
freedom, yes, freedom fighting. Up till now, Nigerians are yet to see any photograph of Abba Kyari on handcuffs, or we'll just keep hearing things like he has been suspended, even though we heard he has been suspended. Fortnights ago, we heard that he was actually attending some sort of party. These are things that makes Nigerians wonder, is it, if he's suspended, what is he still doing, having time for such frivolities? Right now he's on suspension, of course, but Nigerians are waiting to see pictures flood the internet over him, either behind bars, or in chains, or in handcuffs,
Okay.
something to show that he's going through investigation.
All right, but guess what? Shockingly, some Nigerians are still talking about his hard work that he has done tremendously in the area of fighting crime in the country, and as such, that cannot be swept under the carpet by just a snap of a finger. And for that reason, there's no way he can be treated as a common criminal. What's your stand on that? Because when I see those things, it's as if those people do not really understand what this guy was doing, blending the fighting of this thing and his personal selfish gain. You understand?
If you listen to, I think one of the news you carried about a month ago, thereabout, when police were having recruitment, they cried out that the number of criminals applying for recruitment in a noble profession like MPF, that is alarming. A whole lot of youths are there that have integrity are not coming in. When you begin to cover illegality with legality, we have a problem in our hands.
Yeah.
No matter the good fights you fight, like even the Holy Book will say, a little dough, just a little living.
Living in the whole lump.
Do you understand? So exactly. At the end of the day, what we are saying in effect is, even if he has done such a great thing, in as much as some of the allegations, if found true, like this issue of tramadol, the effect it will have on our youth.
Exactly.
When they start taking it, a whole generation can be wiped up, can be changed.
Right.
What do you celebrate on that? What do you have celebration on that?
I'm telling you.
He fights a little and the whole generation is wiped up. Is that enough to celebrate him and wear him, give him so much accolades? No, come on. Let's be real here. Some persons go into that force to cover their criminal intent, such that the legality in what they do, they now begin to turn illegality to legality. And that's the situation we have found ourselves in right now, where you begin to say, but he's a super cop. But then, have you seen the super crime?
Yes, exactly.
We need to weigh this and weigh his advantages and his disadvantages, and let justice take its full course for the sake of the next generation.
Exactly. Now, there's something very striking that just happened. I think that was yesterday in Anambra State, precisely when we heard a story about these UGM guys going after NDLEA. That's never happened before.
Never.
I mean, it's really shocking. I'm just wondering, why should they become a target now? And according to the info that we saw on the media, it says that one of them was killed, one was kidnapped, and even the hillocks that they were using was burned down. And a lot of people are talking. I'm just wondering why this thing is happening now. Who are these faceless people who are going around doing all of this?
The first time I heard that word UGM, I asked the question, what is UGM? Who are UGM? What are their intents?
Yes.
Where are they staying? But I now realize UGM can be any faceless being
exactly.
who have decided to do vengeance and who have decided to use that name UGM to hide himself or herself from criminal charges.
Yes.
Now, you now ask yourself a question: what has NDLEA got to do
with
with
UGM.
UGM, and why now?
I think for me, I feel that the the stalling of the spread of drugs around and all of them is what is triggering these fights against NDLEA. You know that for a while now we've noticed the superb performance of Mawa
Buba
and his
Mawa,
boys,
yeah,
and right now with the case of
Kyari,
Kyari, there is no, like you rightly say, legality that will cover our illegality. You
so to
understand?
speak.
So I believe that they are trying to now fight these guys to ensure that they inject fear into them so that they will underperform. But I just want to use the opportunity to applaud Mawa for the good job he's been doing, and
Honestly,
we want to use also this platform to encourage them to do the best, if not for anything, for the future generation, because those who consume much of these so-called drugs are not even this current generation. We've heard stories of very young people, getting involved. I've seen videos of young people being messed up
oh,
by these drugs and all of that. And so this step taken by Mawa, no matter what, we should encourage them to go ahead, and also security, that's other security agencies should also man around these people. In other words, accompany them to do this work, because I know it's a very delicate job.
but you know that there is a cartel.
Yeah,
And if there
exactly.
is a cartel, anybody can be a member of the
Member,
cartel.
exactly.
So you know, it's a very dicey one.
I'm telling
Honestly,
you.
we're really praying for them. They're doing a very great job, very sensitive job. We pray that God should sustain them. But this cartel thing, is way beyond our league.
All right, that's where we're going to leave it. What do you think? Do you think that House of Red should call off that honor they gave to him, or do you think they should wait until when the court finally, come out with their judicial recommendation? Let's